What's up to all my Taurus? So you have the Queen of Cups, the Magician, the Nine of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the World, Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Ace of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So what I'm seeing here for you Taurus is the Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the Nine of Cups is about how a lot of you Taurus right now, a lot of y'all are very much so kind of in the Queen of Cups, the Magician, the Nine of Cups. A lot of y'all are kind of in a situation of controversy, right, with somebody else, where they're basically running around spreading news about you. You know, unfortunately, spreading news about you, talking this and talking that about how it is that, you know, you not this and you not that, or whatever the case may be. Now, personally, it's basically nonsense, because they're just trying to run around. They like you, and they're too dysfunctional to actually just be in a relationship, a functional relationship with you. Because people who play games, they don't really ever want to mature. They don't really ever want to evolve. They want to play or pretend like they are perfect. And so there's no kind of growth, really. So those people really want to essentially find themselves in situations where they would rather just talk gobbledygook about you, Taurus, rather than them just do better. The Seven of Pentacles, again, they like to cherry pick, they like to nitpick, because the Seven of Pentacles is about a person that plants a seed and is waiting for them to grow. But at the same time, what do you do with plants? You get to pick which one looks good to you and pick them right off of the tree. So they want to cherry pick the elements about you that they like, but they still could be in a situation where they're seeing somebody else, because the Nine of Cups represents just that, right? The Nine of Cups represents the variety as well, that some of these people who are stuck in this controversy where they can't get your name out of their mouth, they're so busy talking some stuff behind your back that you're going to become, well, you're aware of it now if you're watching this video, but you're going to become even more aware of it if you haven't already. And the Nine of Cups represents confidence, yes, but the Nine of Cups also represents the person just kind of having multiple partners. So they're piecing together different people. And the reason why they have to piece together different people is because they're whack. This is what I'm talking about. People who have to have multiple partners to piece together to make one person that they particularly want. Like I said before, they're cherry picking. They're cherry picking. They're essentially trying to pick and choose about, you know, which what their preferential partner would be, instead of just sticking it out with one person and actually being in a relationship with that one person, because nobody is perfect. They would rather have multiple people around and just kind of pick and choose to have that perfection, right? So, you know, this isn't just a Virgo thing. A lot of people are really looking for that perfect partner, that sense of perfection. But see, a lot of times they're doing it. One of the games that people play is they are around. They put themselves out there. They spread themselves thin. Because remember how it is I was telling y'all about how y'all got to worry about, y'all got to understand how to play the field where you're talking to multiple people, but you should just let everybody know, and you shouldn't be talking to so many people, right? If you're really advanced, I would say more than likely no more than 2, but if you're really advanced, you can go up to about 3, 4, you know. Once you start getting to 4 and beyond, that's when the earth starts getting a little bit shaky, because it's a lot of personalities, it's a lot of differences in that regard. There's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of attitudes that you have to take into consideration. So the person was doing that, right? So they may have been talking to other people, or they may have already moved on while they was while they are still spreading news about you. And the things that the world is about, how a lot of you need to understand, don't worry about what they've got going on. The world is an invitation for a lot of you Taurus to stop caring about what these people have to say and to move forward with your lives. Because who cares about what it is that they have to say ultimately? As long as this doesn't mess with your livelihood, why should you care? Now, if it messes with your livelihood, then, oh, for sure, go ahead and sue them, you know, or go ahead and confront them and tell them to stop, you know, if it's really messing with your livelihood. But the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Cups represents about how it is that you're ultimately thinking about, a lot of you Taurus are thinking about being, you know, really in a different place with somebody else. And I may suggest that you Taurus may want to look into traveling, you know, and if you don't want to travel too far, at least travel out of state, you know what I mean, or to a different city. Because a lot of the times what a lot of you Taurus don't understand is the importance of traveling. You know, not saying that Taurus don't travel, but Taurus doesn't travel a whole lot, you know, for whatever reason. You know, partially it's because y'all want to remain in place for an opportunity potentially, but a lot of you Taurus got to really take into consideration that you may want to travel, right? Because Virgo travels, Sagittarius to a certain extent, Gemini to a certain extent travels, yes. Aquarius travels, Pisces does. I mean, a lot of the other zodiac signs travel. But at the same time, a lot of you got to also take into consideration that it's potentially the city that's really messing a lot of y'all up. Why it is that y'all can't meet anybody, because when you're starting out in a particular city, right? Like I'm from New York. When you're starting out in a particular city, people know you. A lot of times people may not necessarily appreciate you the way that they should. You understand? So as a result of this, what will happen is that you can end up being in a situation where if you don't really look at your options, pay attention to if you can be in a relationship, if you can meet new people outside of your city, if you can meet new people outside of your state. Are there a group of individuals in your city that is potential? Do you see potential anywhere in your city? If you can, then it means that you want to go ahead and try to date those people, try to see what's going on with them. The Ace of Wands represents, right? Because again, just as it is that I just finished talking about, a lot of you are seeing how, you know, when it comes to trying to date people, you're getting a little bit of a backlash situation because you're in a situation where a lot of you are very much so thinking about how the city that you're in, a lot of people, you know what I mean, that you tried, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but people in general that you tried to date from the past, the not so distant past, they're a little bit too preoccupied with what you got going on. And they're not even with you anymore. They more than likely have somebody else. Now, I will say that it's not anything serious, but they do have somebody else that they are hanging out with, if you catch my drift. And, but the question is, why is it that they have your name in their mouth? And the things that the Four of Pentacles and the King of Wands, the Four of Pentacles and the King of Wands now represents as a result of this. This is more so about how you got to understand that you need to not give up and not listen to anything, like I said, and don't care about what other people have to say. Because, again, as long as you're a Taurus and you know that you're not around spread thin, you're good, you know, because it's not you. Now, if it is you, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You may want to go ahead and read my book when it comes out. But ultimately, people are going to do what they're going to do. So let's clarify some cards here. Okay, so let's clarify the world. let's clarify the world. All right. So to clarify the world, we have the Three of Wands, Ten of Cups, Justice, and last but not least, the Chariot. So what I'm seeing here, oh wow. So what I'm seeing here for a lot of you is I'm seeing a lot of you, Taurus, like I said, it may be time to think about the future and understand that the world is a bigger yet smaller place. Meaning, the world is huge. Physically, it's big, but at the same time, it's smaller in the sense that now that we have, we have cars, planes, various ways of traveling. This means that you, Taurus, can actually get around in the sense that you can actually travel easier now. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. But the point is that you may want to take a look at your options. You may want to think big and think globally. If I'm going to date, I've been all over the East Coast, Barbados, Puerto Rico. Now, I ain't really been to Puerto Rico to say that I'm actually going somewhere, but I've been in the airports. It's a nice weather. Nice. I met a lot of the people, real nice people. They don't have the gangster mentality that a lot of people, unfortunately, that the U.S. has, right? I done been to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia a lot of times, Connecticut, New Jersey. I've been all up and down the Eastern Seaboard. I live in New York. So people have different ways of carrying themselves when you go out of the city. A lot of people, when you go out of the country, I'm born in Trinidad and Tobago. People from Trinidad and Tobago, they like to say good morning. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people in the United States, and I'm not saying everybody does this, because I don't want people getting upset at me talking about I don't know everybody. I know that. But usually that's not necessarily something that's a normal occurrence for somebody to say, hey, good morning. You understand what I'm saying? So, especially not in New York. So, the Justice and the Chariot now represents here that some of you may be getting tired of just having to fight or disagree with the people in your own city, right? Like a lot of you, obviously, from the past, the not so distant past, meeting a lot of people, interacting with them, trying to hang out with them. But a lot of you are starting to notice a trend. Some of you are starting to notice a trend that your own city might be the most terrible place in the world for you to actually date, because the pool is too small. The pool is too small in the sense that so many people are sizing each other up, but at the same time, so many people are gassing themselves up, right, to think that they're better than what they actually are. So maybe a lot of you Taurus are thinking about, maybe if you think bigger and you travel, right, you are the foreign one. You understand what I'm saying? You are the individual where, a new face. So now people want to make you feel welcomed. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't want the reputation of, oh, I went to da 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 da, and these people was really da 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 da. So they're more than likely gonna welcome you. So I'm just seeing a lot of you Taurus really being in that situation where a lot of you Taurus are like, okay, let's do it. Now, if you're finding value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called the link tree. Click on it. It'll redirect you to a website in which it has all my social media outlets besides YouTube, in which you can reach me and financially support me. The books that I have that are on Amazon, clothing store, from hoodies, shirts, coffee mugs, private tarot readings, okay? And I also do birth chart readings, right? Click on the private tarot reading option, because everything is clickable, and it'll show you options of the services, how long it takes, how much it costs, the description. Scroll down a little bit, it'll have the buy now button. It'll also have a Cashapp cash tag name to it. So just in case, if you want to pay me through Cashapp, there's Cashapp cash tag. If you want to pay me through PayPal, is just click the buy now button and go ahead and fill out the information. And if you need any kind of help, oh yeah, I also have Instagram too. Follow me on Instagram as well. But if you need any kind of help setting up a private tarot reading, my email address is Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com. Thank you. So let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, the Strength, yeah, exactly. The Devil, right. The Queen of Swords, right. So to clarify the Four of Pentacles, remember how earlier in the reading I was talking about how you shouldn't even be preoccupied with any of the naysayers or any of the people that you tell that, you know, potentially family and friends that you may end up, you know, going to places and vacationing and stuff like this. But at the same time, you may be going to get to know other people, you know, travel, because traveling is actually a pretty big thing, you know, get yourself out of that bubble of just the monotone or the one track thing, get you to be a little bit more diverse, right? That's the real diversity, is traveling and actually learning the customs. What I mean when I say customs just means the culture, what the culture is, how people do something, what is normal, what do people do normally. That's what a culture or a custom is. What do people do normally there? And then learning and implementing it and taking the things that work for you, obviously throwing away or leaving behind the things that don't work for you. So the Four of Pentacles, I was talking about how a lot of you Taurus need to understand it. Don't listen to how people say that you may be dating and if it's wrong and talking about you. This is the way of the future. People are going to do what they want to do, right? People are going to do what they want to do. I'm going to travel and see if I find somebody. The Eight of Pentacles and the Strength now represents, the Eight of Pentacles and the Strength card represents, again, people are going to try to, the person that was talking trash, they're going to try to continue to talk trash about you as if you don't deserve any kind of respect, but you shouldn't even be preoccupied, because the Devil and the Queen of Swords, you're supposed to be smarter than that. Don't even allow people to get on your nerves. You better than that. Maintain your patience and continue to take jets. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers right now. Y'all, we're at 5,400 and counting, going right now to 5,500. Y'all are over here showing me so much love. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. I love y'all.